and we complain about what didn't happen last month. That's not an efficient meeting. And half the time people are showing up late and they're on their cell phones. Like, that's not efficient. So if you want to have effective and efficient meetings, you got to set some guidelines around it. First of all, you've got to put it in the schedule. You've got to schedule for meetings or it's not going to happen. Next, you need to hold your team accountable and be on time. And that's including you, doctors. Everybody needs to be on time. We need to sit appropriately, no slouching, no cell phones, be involved, just like the breakout rooms and the masterminds and the coaching calls. There's no point in going and just being an observer. Get involved. However, don't be one of these two people. Don't save all your questions to the end. That's really annoying to be like, okay, great, we're all done with the 3-hour meeting. Are we all good? And wait, I have 42 questions now. Don't be that person. And then don't be Debbie Downer. And there's always somebody on the team who's Debbie Downer. Well, that's not going to work. We have a study club for ADOM in San Diego, and we have one lady who's been in dentistry for a very long time. I think maybe invented dentistry. I'm not really sure. She's been an office manager for a super long time. And every time we talk about anything in the study club, she's like, well, that's not going to work. That's not legal. You can't do that in California. She is Debbie Downer. Like, we should give her an award for that. Nobody ever wants to get caught talking to her. Don't be that person. Let's look for opportunities to grow our practice and to help and to be a leader. Okay? And then last is commitment. And this is where it's not about the team now. This is about you guys. Leadership is not a position. It's not a title. It's not, I'm the office lead, I'm the lead assistant, I'm the lead hygienist. Leadership is an example. It's an action, okay? You do not have to have lead or manager after your name to be a leader. Some of the best leaders in my dental office have been my newest employees. Some of the best leaders on my team have been people who have never worked in a dental office, who've moved their way up. Because they're the person that I would want to follow. A leader is somebody you want to follow. I had a good example. I was at a conference and they talked about if there was a fire in this building and we had to get out of the building, whoever you follow, that's a true leader. Because you're going to follow somebody who steps up, takes responsibility, who understands and sets an example. That's the person you're going to follow. So I'm telling you guys this because you're already here watching this. So I know that you're the first step to being a leader. It doesn't have to be a title after your name. It has to be the actions and the examples that you set. Here's the biggest issue that we have. Followers think and talk about problems. Leaders think and talk about solutions. Followers talk about problems. Half the reason that our dentists don't want to talk to us when we say, hey, we have to talk to you, is because we go, hey, we have a problem. Blah, blah, blah is going on. And then we dump it like a monkey on their shoulders and they're like, oh, okay, great. Now there's another problem on my shoulders. Leaders talk about solutions. So to be a leader, you want to start looking for opportunities to improve things in your practice, even if it's little, even if it's a small thing. Leaders look for opportunities. They don't come with problems. So one of the things I teach all the offices and teams that I train is and the doctors, when somebody comes to you with something, have them with a problem or an issue. I don't like to call it a problem. When somebody comes to you with an issue, have them come to you with the issue and three options for solutions. Have them come to you and say, hey, we have this issue and there's 1, 2, 3 different ways we can solve it. That's a leader. Now I'm going to turn to that person and go, okay, well, what are your thoughts behind that? Which one would you pick? Why? Okay, great, go do that. I'm going to start to elevate that person in my organization, in my dental office, because they're thinking ahead. They're not just coming and dumping problems on my shoulders. So to be a leader, you start thinking ahead and you start looking at solutions. We have too many followers just looking at problems. And we can always find problems. We don't need that. What we need are people who are going to step up and help us find the solution.